Hello, everyone. So I have here Limo, who's a dating coach for men, and also helps with like lifestyle advice. Yeah, I mean, how did you even get into like dating, giving advice? Were you always good with women, or how was it for you?
That's a good question. Yeah, a lot of people think I was maybe born this way or I was always good with women, but that definitely wasn't the case. Like, basically, in high school, I was pretty good looking. Like, I had friends in high school. It's not like I was a total geek or nerd. Like, I had a few friends, I was okay. But I felt like I've always had trouble attracting the woman I truly, truly wanted. Like, when I felt like a woman was kind of below my league, I had no problem because I didn't care. But as soon as I started to really care, I would fuck it up. Like, I had plenty of crushes in high school, and anytime I had a crush and I really wanted to make it work, it wouldn't work. And I never learned how to seduce women. Like, it's not like my dad sat me down and told me, "Hey, this is how you do this." Like, you never learn this unless maybe from the movies or from friends, but I never truly learned game or whatever. So in high school, I was mainly relying on luck. I didn't have a strategy. I was hoping, praying it works, but it doesn't really work, And
Okay.
I had trouble. And especially when I arrived in Canada to study, I was alone there in Canada, in Montreal. My first year, I didn't have any friends. I came there. I just went there to study, and I didn't have my social circle that I had back home. So I had to start everything from scratch, and it was really hard for me to approach women randomly. I never learned how to approach women before, because before it was just in high school. So in high school, you have like your social circle, and it's easy. But when you go to a new country in a new city and you have to approach women and you never learned how to do it and stuff, then it was super tough. My first 2 years in Montreal were tough. I mean, when I got drunk and I go to a nightclub and I get drunk, then I have the courage to approach women when I'm drunk. But if I'm in the street or whatever, I wouldn't know how to do it. So I yeah, I just wanted to master this, I at some point I was so tired of letting opportunities go by and missing opportunities that I was like, fuck, I wanna have this superpower. I wanna master this. I wanna understand what women want, how I can be, attractive to them, and how can I truly have an abundance of women, without wasting my time or without like relying on luck.
So you started to learn by yourself?
A
Yeah.
bit by myself, but mainly through videos online, like on YouTube or like reading books. I remember my first book I read was The Game by Neil Strauss, and then The Mystery Method, and then so many other books. Like there was a book by Mark Manson, Models, it's called. It's really good. And then just books and stuff, and then practicing by myself, but then investing in coaches, mentors, boot camps, seminars, and then after a while, you just learned. You got to learn from the right people. Like, it's hard to reinvent the wheel.
Did you have like friends who were better with women? So
Yeah, also,
you saw like, okay, how
yeah.
how could I like make it work? Or yeah.
Definitely. In the beginning, I saw that some of my friends in high school were truly like naturals. They were naturally attractive, naturally good. They knew what to say. They were naturally funny and charismatic. And sometimes I would not be jealous, but I would be like, oh fuck, like I want to be a bit more like this. I want to understand what this guy does. And so many times I've had that. Of course, many times I've witnessed that some guys were doing better than me and that I was lacking in some aspects. And so that motivated me even further to learn this and understand, like, decode the whole thing. And ironically, now some of these guys that were initially naturals, I mean, I kind of surpassed them now, because now when I go out with some of my childhood friends from before that were naturals in high school, they're not as good, especially if it's a cold approach or like approaching random women. They wouldn't know how to do it as well as me, because I practiced. I studied, bro. I studied. You study. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it like also comparison between men, like who is better at dating? Or
What do you mean? Sorry.
like, yeah, did you have like comparison moments where it all started?
Comparison moments. What's you?
Wait. So, did you come up with a system for yourself? How to get like more dates and how to really start to approach women?
Absolutely. I mean, look, it's not very hard. Like, if you're a guy, there's only three ways you're gonna get dates. Number one, social circle, like through you, through work, through you going to the gym, through parties, through your social circle of friends. Basically, that's the first way. Number two, online, so dating apps, Instagram. Personally, I prefer Instagram, but you can combine both. And then cold approach. Cold approach is king. Like if you have the ability to approach a random beautiful woman in the street anywhere you go, then this is a skill set that you can take on for life, and you can literally do it anywhere in the world, like while you travel, while you go about your day randomly. Like this is the most powerful skill you can learn as a man when it comes to dating, is just like approaching beautiful women in the street anywhere you go, with confidence, with the right system, with the right communication skills, and just doing it. Because so many guys don't do it, and so many guys lose so many opportunities because of that. So that's the first thing to master. So that's the first thing I mastered in the beginning. In the beginning, I was going out in shopping malls and just like trying to approach maybe 5, 10, 20 women a day, just saying hi, having a conversation, and sometimes taking numbers, sometimes not. But yeah, just, and in the beginning, like I was literally going every day in the shopping mall or in the street, trying to approach women and just practice the ability to talk to strangers confidently. Because yeah, I remember in the beginning, like I was seeing a beautiful woman, and sometimes my heart was racing, like, oh, what should I say? What should I do? And I was overthinking everything, like, oh, what if I say this? Maybe she's gonna think I'm a fool. Maybe other people are gonna judge me, like, in the like other people in the street are gonna judge me if I approach or whatever. And you would have so many thoughts, racing in your head. But now I have none of this. Like now I don't give a shit at all. I understand that it's a numbers game. I understand that nothing matters, that at the end of the day, nobody's judging you because everybody's so concerned with their own fucking life that they're not even looking at you. And so there's so many things that I had to overcome, so many beliefs that I had to overcome. But ultimately, if you can have this skill set, it's gonna help a lot. So cold approach, online, social circle, these are the three systems I teach. And you should start with cold approach first, because if you try to master online first without mastering real life conversations, then it's kind of backwards. Like you need to master real life first and then online. Like cold approach builds your identity and builds your game, and then online kind of scales it. Online is for scale, and cold approach is for raw skills. That's how you build the raw skills, is like real life, not online behind your screen just swiping. So you can use online funnels, but don't use them as a crutch because you're too lazy or too scared to approach in real life.
But I believe when you want to approach a woman in like real life, that's where most of the guys like get stuck, right?
Yeah,
They don't have the right like approaching methods and the skills to really do that.
yeah.
So they prefer to stay like online, most of them.
Which is not good, because even if then they match with a girl online and they date her online, sorry, which is not good, because even if they actually match with a girl and go on a date with that girl, because they haven't built the real world seduction skills that they need, the date is going to be awkward. Like they're not going to know how to lead the conversation properly, etc., because they haven't built the proper skill. And that skill can only be built in real life. So I think you need to do both. You need to combine both. You don't want to be a one-trick pony. So many guys are like one-trick ponies, like, oh, I'm just going to do Tinder and hope it works. But no, you want to be versatile. Like you want to be able to meet women in a bar, in the street, in a party, anywhere, at the gym, like anywhere.
I believe you also like learn through the practice. So yeah, it's mostly about that.
Repetition is the mother of skill, I always say. I mean, I haven't said it. Tony Robbins, my mentor, has said it. And I think it's true. Like, the more you practice, the more you internalize things. And it's like anything, like going to the gym. My best analogy for pickup, dating, whatever, is like going to the gym. Like if you want to have more muscles, you need to at least show up a few times a week to the gym. Well, same thing. You want to have dates, you need to show up. You need to talk to women. You need to practice. You need to text girls, and that's it.
Does consistency matter while like learning the dating skills and the approach methods?
Yeah. Yeah, consistency matters a lot because I see so many guys, they approach maybe 5 girls in a week and then they stop approaching for a month and then they just don't get consistent results because of that. Like you want to be, depends on your goal too. Like if your goal is to date 2, 3 women a week, then of course you need to have volume. You need to approach consistently. But if you just want to find like one girlfriend, whatever, at some point, then you don't need to approach every single week forever. Like you can do it for a few days, a few weeks, and then once you date a few, you can select the best one out of those and then date her long term, you know?
So when there's like a guy who really doesn't want to do the cold approach and he will just choose the online dating, for example. So what would you say is like one thing that a man should never text a woman?
Well, I think you should never text some dick pics, obviously. No, but more seriously, yeah, of course, like, listen, a lot of guys, for example, some of the mistakes they make online when they text is number one, they text like big paragraphs and they overtext, some of them. They talk too much compared to the girl. You don't want to overinvest compared to the girl. If the girl is giving you like one-liners or like little replies, then don't send her like big paragraphs as well, because it looks like you're over-investing compared to her. That's number one. Number two, never ask dumb questions. What I mean by dumb questions is like, hey, what are you doing now? Or hey, how are you? Like, to get to the point, you know, like more like lead the conversation towards something, towards an outcome. Don't just say like, oh, how are you? Or how's your, I mean, you can, but it's kind of like, you know, if you match with a girl and you say, hey, how are you? Like, it's not as great because it doesn't lead to anything. It's better to ask her questions about herself that actually allows you to get to know her and her to get to know you. So yeah, stuff like that. You don't want to also double text. Like a lot of guys, they double text. They're not patient enough. Like they don't wait. And a lot of guys have just a lot of needy energy. And also, you don't want to text like a lot of emojis. I think a lot emojis make you feminine. I think if a guy texts too many emojis, like heart emojis and stuff like that, it's too feminine. So avoid emojis. Also avoid abbreviations. A lot of guys, like, they text like they're a sixth grader. Like instead of writing "How are you," they're like "How," and then they put the letter R and then just "you," the letter U. You know, they don't make an effort to write the whole thing. Or like "Good night," they would put "night" as like N8. N8. You said?
Yeah. So
like,
no, like Gen Z texting.
yeah, like just text like a businessman.
Yeah.
Text like you're like in business. You know, like just text normally. Like everything is like proper, clean. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you have talked about like sales and dating, so I think that's where the advice like comes into practice.
Yeah.
You can like connect this to pretty much.
Yeah.
But for a man, is it about being grounded while starting a conversation with a woman?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a good point because a lot of guys think it's all about what they say. It's all about the words. But actually, 93% of communication is nonverbal. It's about your facial expressions, your energy, your body language, like everything. And your energy introduces you before you even speak a lot of the time. So as a man, yeah, you need to be grounded. You need to feel good within yourself so that you can feel good around women. If you don't feel good with yourself, then how are you going to feel good around women? So I think guys should make an effort daily to nurture their energy by going to the gym, by maybe meditating, by learning new things, by challenging themselves, and by just consistently being active and, you know, being in motion. That's how they have this energy, this aura about them. Because if a guy doesn't work out, smokes, doesn't learn anything new, like is always procrastinating, playing video games, watching porn all day, like obviously he's not going to have the same energy as a guy who's like going to the gym, going to the sauna, working on business, being productive, like learning new things, approaching women constantly, like it's gonna be a different energy, like
And yeah,
so your habits are gonna define you.
Women are also very emotional, especially when you have just met. So being grounded is one of the most important factors, perhaps at the beginning.
Yeah. Also, being grounded,
sure.
I think, comes from having a strong understanding of who you are and who you want to become. When you deeply know who you are, when you deeply know what kind of man you are, what kind of life you want to live, what kind of partners you want to have, and you have this clear vision, it's going to show when you approach, because you're going to come more from a place of, is she good for me? Instead of like, oh, am I good enough for her? Like a lot of guys, when they go into an interaction, they hope the girl is going to like them. Oh, I hope she likes me, whatever. But a guy who's truly grounded and who truly knows himself and who is truly like a chooser, he's going to have the opposite mindset. He's going to have the mindset of like, oh, I hope I like her. I hope she's qualified enough to be part of my life. And that also can be communicated through your energy. And it starts from your mindset.
Yeah, like from my experience, the communication could be very controlling as well. So how would you give advice on that emotion for guys to lead without being like too controlling
Yeah.
for a woman?
Yeah, I think you shouldn't necessarily overtly tell women what to do, what they should or shouldn't do. I think you should let the significance of their character show for itself. Like basically, you should let women the ability to act and then just assess their actions yourself. Like, because if a guy is too controlling, like, oh, don't have female friends, like if a guy is too controlling, like for example, oh, don't have male friends, don't go out, don't do this, don't I don't know, don't drink, don't whatever, then the girl is gonna feel like, oh, this guy is overly controlling and it's not good. But instead, if you communicate to her what you usually like in a woman, etc., and what your values are, and then you let women self-select by their own actions, then it's much better. Like I'm personally, in my school of thought, I think that you should let women act the way they naturally would act, and then you should assess based on that whether you want to continue the relationship with them or not, instead of being overly controlling. But obviously, you should communicate your boundaries. You should communicate what kind of things you appreciate in a relationship, but without necessarily overly like controlling her, I think.
Yeah, that's really good advice, because you as a man also want to understand how a woman acts. So that's how you're able to see who the other person is as well. So
yeah, and if a woman is truly obsessed with you and she truly loves you, she's going to do anything in her power to really act within your own, like, act in a way that satisfies kind of your boundaries and your values. Whereas if she doesn't really value you or whatever, then yeah, she
like she wants the connection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to like dating, what's like the first or like the biggest mistake that guys make that instantly like kills the attraction for the woman, and it won't continue, and he will have to start like all over again?
Yeah.
So
I think
what do you say?
one of the things that guys do that really kills attraction instantly is a guy who's too obsessed with himself and who can't allow women to. He's not a good listener, He's talking too much about himself. Like a lot of guys, they don't understand what a good conversation is. They think that a good conversation is about them, like showing off, or about them always talking or always being entertaining. But it doesn't have to be that way. Like a good conversation is actually about good listening as well. Like you need to be a good listener with women, leave them space to talk, ask interesting questions, and let them invest, Because I think a lot of guys, they just talk, and they don't let enough space for women to talk as well. That's the first thing. The second thing is overqualification. Like a lot of guys, they qualify themselves too much. Like, oh, look at me, I have this watch. Look at me, I have this thing. Look at me, I have this car. And they try to lead with money or their possessions or what they have, but it lacks substance. And women are going to take advantage of these guys instead of building a genuine connection.
Yeah. Because you work also with very successful men,
Yeah.
I suppose. So, yeah, I mean, why do they still struggle if they have everything that they want? They can also offer everything, but there's still this like some gap what they're not able to close.
Yeah.
So that's when they find you, I
Yeah.
believe.
I mean, I think a
So,
lot of
yeah.
them, they're successful in business, they're successful in their careers, but they're not successful with women because some of them don't, the same way they got successful in their careers with like a system, a structure, and consistent work, they should also apply that to dating, which they don't, most of them. Most of them kind of rely on luck and they're all over the place when it comes to dating. And they're not transferring the same discipline, the same systems, the same stuff in their dating life. But if they did, then they would have a lot better results. And I think a lot of guys also, they have a lot of limiting beliefs like, oh, I don't have time to date. I have to work, blah, blah, blah. Like a lot of them think they're too busy for it. But truthfully, like, if they have the right systems, they can save a lot of time and actually find time to date as well. But I think, yeah, a lot of guys like are very logical as well. Guys who are successful, they're too logical. And because they're too logical, they try to treat dating almost like as a spreadsheet or like an Excel sheet or whatever. They try to make everything logical and rational, whereas women are emotional and they need to tap more into their emotional side as well and understand how to connect with women emotionally, not just logically. So I think a lot of guys have trouble with that in their communication. Like they communicate in a way that's too rational, too factual, too boring, and they're not emotional enough and they don't know how to connect the right way. They don't know how to escalate, how to sexualize, how to vibe with women, how to build attraction, which I help them. In my program, I help them actually flirt the right way, build attraction the right way, and really have the right verbal skills, you know? So that's also one aspect.
So you also support men in like communicating with the feminine, right? To understand the like the feminine nature more.
Yeah, exactly. I help them with female psychology because a lot of guys don't actually understand female psychology. And once they understand female psychology, they can actually communicate a lot better with women. So I think a lot of guys should spend at least a bit of time to just master female psychology and read about the female brain, read about how women think, read about the differences between how men and women think, and then you're gonna be a much better communicator with women if you do that.
Yeah, a lot of men usually come to this dating support or trying to better their relationships when something has already happened, or their woman has left, or whatever it could be. So, did you had like some kind of low point with for yourself?
Yeah.
And yeah, um,
Yeah. I mean, my
did it
lowest
start something for you?
Yeah, my
from
lowest
there?
point when it comes to dating was in high school when I finally started dating my crush. Because actually, I was lucky. My almost my last year of high school, I was able to. I don't know how, but I was able to kind of seduce my crush at the time at a party, and I was able to make out with her and stuff like that. And immediately after that, I tried to log her down, which looking back is really feminine behavior. But I tried to really try to chase her and log her down, and I wanted her to be my girlfriend and whatever. Although we only kissed once at a party, and I was like so needy, and we ended up dating for a few days, but it only lasted a few days because I truly wasn't able to lead her, and I didn't know what to do, and I was just panicking the whole time. Like I didn't know, I had so much pressure. Like
So you were like 16,
Yeah, I was
17,
like 16
yeah.
years old, and it was my first girlfriend, which lasted 10 days. But it was a lot of pressure. Like I was seeing her in high school, literally, and my heart was racing. Like, oh, what should I do? Where should I go? It was just such a. Looking back, it was my lowest point, and that's when I started to learn about this, and I wanted to really master this.
I guess that's the point where you start to grow into like a man as well.
Yeah.
That age. So yeah. Um, if you would like say something to men who struggle with women, what would you say to them? What to do? Like the first thing that they should look into, or where they could start.
Well, first thing I would say, first thing number one is you need to. One sec. One second. I thought he was good. It was a waiter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first thing I would say is work on building yourself as a man first, because you can't expect to attract quality women if you're not a quality man in the first place. So number one, it starts with yourself. Like do the inner work, understand who you are, understand your goals, understand your vision, go to the gym, dress well, like get a haircut, whatever. Like just like optimize yourself as much as possible, so that you can present a good product to the market. Because if you're a shitty product, it doesn't matter what your marketing is, it's not necessarily going to convert much. Because you're the product, and game is your marketing. Like the systems that I teach, it's going to be your marketing. Like cold approach, online, social circle, verbal systems, whatever. All of that is your marketing, but it starts with yourself. So number one, optimize yourself, and I teach that in my program. And number two, learn the proper systems and get a mentor, get help, get around a brotherhood of guys who understand this. Because personally, when I started, the number one thing that helped me the most was to connect with other guys in my city who were into that. Like I had wingmen. There was like a wingmanship group in Montreal. And I connected with a bunch of wingmen, like guys who were actively going out and meeting women. And I learned a lot of things from them. And we were exchanging books that we were reading. We were exchanging resources. I would send him a video. He would send me a video to watch. And like, we would just like learn so much and grow so much, because we would be, aiming towards the same goal, which is getting better as a man, getting better with women.
Yeah.
So if you can surround yourself with other men who are on this path, you can maybe pay to get access. Like in my community, we literally have hundreds of guys who are into this. And in my program, you can connect with a ton of guys as well who are into this. So if you invest in yourself, either in a program like mine or in a mentor or whatever, that's going to help you so much, because you're going to connect with like-minded men. It's going to put you in the right environment to grow. And it's going to challenge you to just take action a lot faster. So I think, yeah, those are the main things you need to do to start with, Now, obviously, if your financial situation sucks as well, like if you still live at your mom's basement, you don't have a job, you're unemployed, then get some money, like get a job, try to get some money, because dating also requires a bit of money. Like if you want to take women in nice places and whatever, like you need some money, so get your financial situation in order, go to the gym, optimize yourself as well. And then from that healthy baseline, you can start dating consistently and generating a lot of options with the right systems. So, yeah.
So for men, it starts from the outer, right?
Inner and outer, both. Inner game first, I would say, because without the inner game, you won't have the mental fortitude to follow through on the outer actions, Like your mindset is going to define your behaviors and your actions. So it starts with your mindset, and then from there you can take the right positive actions, Success is just, the sum of all the positive actions you do on a consistent basis. And to take those positive actions on a consistent basis, you need the right frame of mind.
Yeah, yeah. You touched a bit about like neediness in a guy. Would you open it a bit? Like, how do you see that? And if any man has been said that he's like needy, or he feels that he's too needy, how would you support him.
Yeah. I mean, neediness in the first place comes from a lack of options. If you have options, if you're meeting women consistently, if you have like 10 women texting you right now and wanting you, you're not going to be needy. Like, you're going to be okay because you feel like you have abundance. So the quickest way to eradicate neediness is just to learn game and have more options. Abundance means you have no fear of loss around women. Like, you don't care if you lose one or you gain one. Like, you don't care because you know you can ultimately replace any woman instantly because you have the social skills to do so. So I think guys who are needy, it's because they don't have enough experience with women and they don't have enough options. If they fix that, then they will fix their neediness, you know?
So you think like men should date many women?
I think in the beginning, yeah. Absolutely. I think you should date a lot of women to understand which women you truly enjoy spending time with, which women are truly your type, and to get the reference experiences needed for you to just be able to discern better, you know? Because if a guy only had one girlfriend in his whole life and never dated any other woman, then he's not really qualified to just he doesn't have enough experience to understand like what he truly likes, you know. It's like, you know, if you only tasted, you know, one. No, it's actually not a good analogy. But if you,
I mean, we all get the point. I think.
it's just not. Yeah, you should have experience so that you can be more discerning and you can retain women better too, because from those experiences you can know which mistakes to avoid and which things what are the right things to do.
I think women also think that it's about like confidence, but most of the times that's not the real problem. The confidence comes after.
Confidence comes from competence mainly as well. When you're competent, you become more confident in your abilities to lead women, etc. So confidence comes from yourself, like knowing yourself, knowing you're taking the right actions in your life, knowing you're aligned with who you want to become. That's also self-esteem. But then also from competence. When you know how to talk to women, when you know how to approach women, when you know how to generate dates consistently, it gives you a lot of confidence.
Is there something that's shocking for men that you teach at
Shocking?
first? Yeah.
There's a lot of shocking things that they're going to find out in my program.
But like one thing, and maybe in first stages that will get them like a bit scared, but they will go through that with you.
I mean, number one, you need to fuck your feelings. What I mean by that is your feelings are not going to be on your side. Because if anytime you want to approach a woman, you listen to your feelings, then you're never going to approach women because your feelings are going to get in the way. So number one, fuck your feelings. Number two, what women say versus what they're actually attracted to are two different things. Like, a woman is going to say things like, oh, I want a nice guy. I want a guy who's always there for me. A guy's always available. I want a guy who compliments me all the time, whatever. And then they're attracted to the jerk or the guy who's toxic or whatever. So a lot of men, I think, get burned because they think that being nice is good all the time. But I think you should also understand that, don't listen to what women say, listen to what they actually do. Like, watch their actions, don't watch their words, you know? So a lot of things are going to shock you about women because women are very backwards, I think, in many ways.
So, if you would say something about dating apps, because obviously a lot of men use that, I would even say more than women, maybe. What's like something that you tell about using them for like men? Do you support it, or how do you see that?
I think dating apps can be great to generate more options, but it shouldn't be the main spot. The main spot online should be Instagram, in my opinion. But what's good with dating apps is that you can gather a lot of Instagrams from dating apps, because a lot of women are going to put their Instagram in their bio, and then you can take their Instagram from the dating apps and then message them directly on Instagram. So Instagram should be the main thing, but dating apps too, you can have a profile there. So I recommend Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge. And then the same pictures you have on Instagram, you can put on dating apps. keep the bio very simple. No need to tell your whole life in your bio. Just keep it very simple. My bio personally is just like dare to swipe right. That's it. That's my bio. Like something super simple like that, something intriguing. And then that's it. Just you can save time as well by paying the gold version of Tinder because you can see who likes you in advance. But to be honest, yeah, I mean, once you master Instagram and once you master texting, you're gonna be good in all the dating apps as well because the same texting principles apply, and the same pictures you can put on Instagram you can put on dating apps. But 80% of your success on dating apps is gonna come from your pictures, and then your texting.
Like the conversations in dating apps can turn out very sexualizing. So how would you give advice on that to men to like stay in a frame and not sexualize with the pickup lines and like the red pill dating advice too
Yeah.
much perhaps in the beginning? So
Yeah. No, I think you shouldn't sexualize too much on via text. I think you should let the sexualization thing more for like real life. On dating apps, I think you should text in a way that's very concise, very direct, and you should always. You can be flirty. You can say some flirty statements, but no need to over sexualize over text. I think. So yeah, I mean, I teach a very simple process myself when it comes to texting, and it works. I can't reveal everything here, but once you know how to text, there's a very concise, straight to the point way to lead the conversation into a date. And then once you're on a date and once you get to know her more in real life, then you can sexualize even further. You don't need to over sexualize via text. I think it's going to turn a lot of women off if you try to overly sexualize too much.
and you can also see how the woman will go about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
think
can wrap it up. Yeah.
yeah. I think we had a great conversation, and where to guys can search for
Yeah.
you, find you.
Yeah, so there's a link in the description. Check out the link in the description. There's a video explaining exactly how we help men to completely transform their dating lives and have the right systems when it comes to dating. So if you want to get 1, 2, 3 dates a week consistently or attract a long-term girlfriend, then the video is going to explain the process of how we help guys to do this. And there's a link to our calendar as well. If you want to book a call and speak to our team, we can give you exactly like the right game plan for you, because it's going to be different for you than from another guy, you know? So book a call with my team if you like the video, and we will be able to assess your situation, assess your goals, and then give you a tailored game plan to get there. So check out the links in the description, book a call, and let's talk. See you soon.